Welcome. This is Case on the Go, a vlog series on trending topics and case solutions. Are you struggling to keep track of your IT assets and make sure they're updated and secure even when they're remote? Are you ready for the next cybersecurity attack? Are you leaving your data center behind and moving to the cloud? You're not alone. Welcome to the Case on the Go vlog.
Hello, welcome to the next episode of Case on the Go. Today we got myself, John Zappi, and James Rico, and we're here today to see what's new, James, on Case Cloud coming out in the end of June here.
Yeah, so we got some new features in the product, some new things for the end users. There's also some behind the scenes stuff that people are going to need to take a look at. But overall, I'm pretty excited about some of the new things we got coming out.
Awesome. Talking about those new things, is there anything specific that I know there's been quite a few updates, but is this one different in any way?
Yeah, really what we're trying to do, I think the main thing is the Windows admins are really going to like the updates for pushing out applications for Windows. So we've added the exe capabilities. So with that, they're going to be able to, maybe upload other files or configuration files, zip those things together and upload them and push them out. So, sometimes this standard MSF file is great for pushing things out just because they're easy, they're standard switches. But other times you need to have like configuration files, maybe a license key file or something where you kind of package that all together, upload it, and then with Case Cloud we can automate pushing that out, wherever they're at. So that's one of the key ones that are coming out. And I think it's been one of those that customers have been requesting too. So it's one of those deals where we heard the customer and we're bringing out things that they asked for. We've also got, so in the last release we talked about, we added the Windows patching. So cloud-based application and OS patching for both Mac and Windows. So some further enhancements around that are going to be patching dashboards. So more insight on how well patching is going in your environment. So from the patch perspective or the schedule perspective, kind of, how compliant you are with patching. And that seems to be, a trend. Everybody wants to know how well patchings went. If they have those audits and things like that, they got to be able to prove it. So with the updating and patching, we do have reports that are built in the Case Cloud. So there's going to be those Mac OS and iOS reports have been added to the catalog of built-in reports for users. The other one's a minor thing. We're going to allow people to adjust the time zone as it displays in the web browser. So if you're across time zones or whatever, be able to make a quick adjustment to that. So that's probably most of the big public-facing type things users would experience.
Gotcha. No, and that sounds great, right? Having that added value, especially from users that are requesting these updates specifically. Yep. So that's awesome there. What about anything else on maybe the Android side of the house? Or
yeah, big change coming up there. So thanks for bringing that up. So basically on some of the behind the scenes stuff, Android or Google has made a decision to kind of move people to using their API, their agent on the Android devices to do endpoint management or mobile device management. So as it is currently, MDM providers, in Case is one of those, build an agent, it gets installed on Android devices, and then our platform through API talks to that and makes the operating system do whatever, install applications, things like that. So Google's making that change. They want everybody to kind of move to the built-in Android agent that they have and use the new AM API. This is the acronym for that. So that's going to be released with this release. And if you already have devices enrolled, those will be supported for another 2 years, and then they'll quit giving updates. So there's a long lead time on this. But the main things that they want to be aware of is, they need to go into settings, set up that Android API connectivity. It's going to be built into Android, so they can just connect to that. It's going to be there. But any new enrolled devices kind of moving forward, they'll want to use that versus the Case built agent. So just go into the settings tab. We're going to have a longer video that's more technical in nature. And there's going to be some KB articles and admin guide stuff. So there's a lot of information coming out. But if you're watching this video after the next release on the end of this month and into June, go take a look at the documentation for the new Android AM API. That's a big one. And then there's a smaller one. Well, probably not from the dev perspective, but there was an update on the Apple VPP API. So we do a lot of work just keep things up to date and secure on the back end that people don't know about. But we're always trying to stay on top of that. Keep your tools secure so you can keep your environment secure. And that's probably going to be a wrap for this release. And I think people will like it. Yep, there's some good stuff.
It's exciting stuff. I know that there's going to be quite a few more releases, throughout the year. So as they keep coming, we'll definitely be able to update more on these, Case on the Go.
Got it. Good seeing everybody. Happy
Thank you.
casing.